Hey guys, it's Nate. Today I'm going to show you the #1 tip to improve the power and spin on your serve. All right, today's instruction is for Play Your Court members with a rating of 16 above, and if you don't have your own Play Your Court rating, then be sure to check out the membership and get yours for free. All right, so we're talking about the serve. It is one of the most complex movements in all of sports. It's made up of several rotational segments that have to coordinate together to work for optimal performance. Now, if we just miss one or two of these joint positions, it may not be in the world, but there are critical joint positions that if they break down, we're never gonna be able to hit the serve that we want. Whether we're trying to ever hit over 3 digits or get the spin on a kick serve, we've gotta have these proper joint positions. All right, so maybe you've seen some tips. There's a lot of them out there, and there's a lot of fantastic tips, and they're just really good in practice, but they're breaking down in match play. Well, today I'm going to show you my #1 tip, my personal favorite, as far as how you can incorporate this in a match play to make sure the serve is not breaking down. Let's jump into it right now. The two biggest power killers on the serve are positions that are commonly referred to as waiter's tray, and this is when we are working through our motion, but the racket, the wrist lays back, and therefore it looks like waiter's tray, as if we're serving drinks, and then a low elbow, right? A low elbow drop. This is another serve killer. So these two immediately create major problems with getting the serve from the trophy position into the racket drop. Now we know that the vast majority of power on the serve comes from this racket drop. Yes, the kinetic chain works from the ground up. Yes, we have this wrist that snaps that can create power, but without this racket drop, we have no ability to really lengthen the lever that creates all of the power. So what is the tip? What is it that is gonna help us put all these things together? What I work with my students that are having a hard time finding this position is by simply taking the racket and making sure they can see the tip over their head. So I ask them to shield themselves from the rain. So when they're working from their service position, now when they're in match play, they have a visual confirmation that they're in the right spot, that the racket is above their head. If the racket is back here, we can't ensure that it's not gonna go into waiter's tray or that it's a low elbow drop. But if I can see the tip over my head, I know that I'm in the right joint position. There's a ton of really good tips, whether it be saluting, whether it be knocking the cone off the head, starting with the palm down and working the ball back off the strings. We've covered all of those in the past, and they're amazing tips. But there's no way to ensure in match play that those tips don't break down. This is fireproof. All right, so let me jump into demo mode. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, and we're gonna start from an abbreviated position and then a full motion. So the first progression when learning this is to make sure that we start in an abbreviated position, all right? This way we're just focusing through the hands and the upper body. We're not worried about the legs, and in fact, we can still get plenty of power without worrying about jumping or worrying about the legs for now, all right? Will they add something? Yeah, will they add some MPH, trajectory? Of course, but right now, just starting with the hands. So what I wanna focus on is starting in this position already with the tip. You can see that my arm's in a nice position in that 90 from trophy stance. And here, as I'm going to toss, I'm gonna make sure that I keep myself in that position. First toss for flat, second serve a little bit more behind me for kick, all right? So the second set, once you feel comfortable with the arm listed here, you can see my wrist is pretty light, then we're gonna work on hitting the ball from here, but still, no major legs, just focusing on getting the racket moving so we get that extension down the back.
We'll get back to the coaching in just a second, but first, we really appreciate you watching our channel, and as a thank you, we want to give you our 3-part Serve Mastery video course for free. This course will turn your serve into a massive weapon, and we normally sell it for $100, but if you stick around to the end of this video, we'll give it to you for free. All right, let's get back to the coaching.
All right, so as soon as that starts feeling natural, you feel like you have the cadence down, that you're getting this consistent joint position. If your preference is a pendulum off to the side or perhaps all the way down, then try to reintroduce it. All right, but now if you have a problem where it ends up relapsing, then we're not seeing the racket, there's an issue, then go back to the regression of starting with the racket up above you. All right, so if you're out there and your serve is suffering from a lack of power, lack of spin, perhaps it's the waiter's tray, perhaps it's that low elbow, make sure that you give this a go. Start in that progression with the racket up the abbreviated service motion and then get into the full motion of whatever your normal cadence for this serve is. Guys, also be sure to check out the comment section. We left some goodies in there to check out that free serve mastery course. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.